All right, so this one goes out to all of you who hate having your picture taken, but think you look pretty good anyway. I know I'm one of them. All right. I see a girl in the photo, she looks nothing at all like me. People tell me I'm lovely, awesome, I wonder which girl they see. Is it the girl in the photo? I hope not, 'cause she's not as lovely as the girl in the mirror. As the girl in the mirror. I like my face in the mirror. I like the way her eyes bright with the smile. I like the curves in the mirror. I like the way they move when the beat goes wild. The girl in the mirror is who I'll always be. Because the girl in the mirror is who I am, who I am to be. What makes the girl in the photo so strange and odd to me? I remember the moment it counted, it did not seem so awkward at the time. In the photo, my body distorted, it seems something wrong with me. Did I am well as myself again? Or denied? I like my face in the mirror. I like the way her eyes bright with the smile. I like the curves in the mirror. I like the way they move when the beat goes wild. The girl in the mirror is who I'll always be. Because the girl in the mirror is who I am, who I am to be. Can you see me? Can you see the ring? And do you really know what I look like? You can't trust that camera at all. She just lies, lies, lies. Tell me, can you see me? Can you see the real me? Do you really know what I look like? You can't trust that camera at all. She just lies, 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 lies. I like my face in the mirror. I like the way her eyes bright with the smile. I like the curves in the mirror. I like the way they move when the beat goes wild. The girl in the mirror is who I'll always be. Because the girl in the mirror is who I am, who I am. Yeah, the girl in the mirror is who I am, who I am to be. Thank you. You guys are really super nice. Thank you.
Hey you guys, thank you so much for coming and checking out this very special South by Southwest episode of The Band in My Bedroom tonight. And today we have, now keep in mind folks, remember in the very beginning, this was supposed to be, well my original plan had been that this would be a show about focusing on Texas bands or Austin bands, but we are making a very special exception, a friend exception, and also a South by Southwest exception for Wynne C. Blue and her Troublefakers from
Yay.
Seattle, Washington.
Yay.
They are visiting from South by Southwest. For South by Southwest.
I knew what you were talking about.
All right, and just for prosperity, this is season 3, episode 3, in the 3rd month and the 3rd week. No, wait, we're not in the 3rd. Well, we're coming up on the 3rd week. So this is the big 3 right here, and there are 3 members of this. The three of y'all. Okay, awesome, great. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you.
I know. I've known this lady since 2006. We met on social media.
Well, they didn't call it social media back then.
No, they didn't. They just called it Live Journal, and then it moved over to MySpace. And then we moved on over. We moved further along the line to Facebook and Instagram.
I'm kind of glad of the trajectory. I've gone back to LiveJournal a couple of times to try and get that writing bug going again, but that platform's pretty much dead.
Yeah, I gave up on them a long time ago too. Sorry, LiveJournal, we've moved on. Okay, so so this is your first time in Austin, your first time playing South by Southwest, and you were on your Wynne's Visiting You Tour.
The Visiting You Tour 2018, because you never know if I'm going to do this again, but with airplanes.
Right, understandable, yes.
Because I don't think I want to do.
You're not doing it again.
No, I got to early Texas.
I don't know why you did it in the first
and
place.
I just kind of went, what am I doing? That not a day went by that I didn't ask myself, what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? But I stop. And I walk around and the blood rushes back to my head and I look forward to another day. And so far it's been a really interesting experience full of stories that I should probably change the names of the guilty for.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
Because I stopped to see my sister and then I stopped to see my dad's brother's family and yeah, family's weird. My first 2 big stops on my tour have been to visit family, and this is my first one to visit friends. And so this has proven to be a very interesting experience.
Great.
Not just for you.
Oh, so you've tried playing South by before, and so what happened? I mean, how did it come up to happening now at last?
The thing about South by is, it's been going on for like 30 years, right? Yeah. And with the internet, it made it kind of a lot easier for bands to just submit their electronic press kits and get heard, and they get a shot at it. And when I first started applying to South by, it was like $10 to submit your EPK, and the story amongst the Seattle scene was you either submit your EPK right when they announce that they're taking submissions, or right close, like within a week of the deadline, and that was your best bet to get your stuff heard. And for $5. Submitting your stuff, not a big deal, but in the last 10 years, it's gone from $5 to $30 to get into an official South by showcase. And I tried it. They have my money for at least 2 years, and then I went, it's not worth it to pay $30 to be told, no, thank you.
Right, but there's so much going on, you don't need to be an official showcasing artist.
You don't.
So
I didn't realize that until recently. I'd never heard of an unofficial showcase until this year. And yeah, I had no idea there was a difference. I just thought, well, if you're going to play, you should sign up and have them, validate your existence. And this year I signed up for a showcase, and they were all, it's going to be women, and we're going to have all the sponsors and shuttles going to and from the venue. We're doing it. And I asked them 100 times, are you sure that we're confirmed? Can you give us a schedule? They're like, yeah, everything's great. And then, we had already gotten our travel plans together and our hotels and our tickets. And just before we were getting all settled in, I got an email saying, well, we can't get funding, so it's not happening. But luckily, I was in the middle of a massive planning effort to book shows across the United States, and so I kind of carpet bombed all of the Austin venues with emails. I'm going to tell you something, Janina. The secret to getting a gig outside of your town is to say, this is my band name, this is the dates we're going to be there, and this is what we play, all in the subject line. That way they can see it at a glance. They don't have to open up your wordy, self-conscious artist neurosis filled email. Just put it all in the subject line. This is who I am. This is when I'll be there. I play rock. I play pop. Just put it all in the subject line.
Yeah, there you go. Well, have y'all always been a trio, or you play solo a lot of times, correct?
Yeah. We have over the last, since we've been doing this since about 2005. At least I have.
Yeah.
And Donnie came in about 2 years later. Did you come in 2007?
Yeah, somewhere.
2007, and then we had that lineup, and it was a quartet because I didn't play guitar. I didn't play anything. We had a bassist and we had a guitarist and we had Donnie, and then we played like that. And then the guitarist got replaced and we had Ron. And then we went through a couple of different bassists until we got to Jeff. I'm so sorry that you.
14. No, that's okay.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
I'm the new guy. It's only been like 3.5 years.
You know, Spinal Tap went through drummers. No, don't get us wrong.
Your other bassists are still alive.
They're
as
still
far as I know,
alive.
so
Our
I
other
think I'm
bassists are
okay.
still alive.
We think we're not quite sure about
I
Ed.
better get. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed kind of fell off the grid, but we know
I
that.
think Baz is still around.
Yeah, and yeah, Baz is still around. He's adventuring somewhere, not on base, but yeah. So we're a trio now because just recently, like in December, our designated hitter, our lead guitar, he just retired. He just went, you know what? I'm in 17 different bands. I'm retiring. I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay, I'm exaggerating. He was only in like 2.5, but he just retired. He said, I can't do it anymore. I've got other things I need to focus on, and we wished him well. But we were also kind of in a pickle because we had all of these songs that we'd been working on for album number 4.
Album number 4.
And he said that because he has a home studio that he loves to do the sound engineering and recording stuff. He's pretty good at it. He said, but I promise you, I'm going to help you record album number 4 and get it out the door. So we actually spent December and recorded like 9 songs, and 8 of them are going on the record.
Okay.
What's not going on the record?
Well, it's not because we're not going to release it.
With the cover,
It's not that we're not going to release it. It's that I don't think it really belongs on the cover. It is. We did a Chris Cornell cover of a single from his 2014 album, and the song is called "I Nearly Forgot My Broken Heart." Yeah, it was around the time he died, and everybody in Seattle was just miserable because he's one of our native sons. It was almost as big an impact as when Kurt Cobain died.
Right.
Because here is Chris Cornell. He's been in a couple of different bands. He's got this iconic voice, and he's just been a presence, and he's done so much for the community. And to have him die unexpectedly, it was a blow. And all our heroes are dying.
Yeah.
Bowie, George Michael, Prince, Tom Petty, all this, and Cornell just hit home for Seattleites. Oh, how many more heroes do we have to lose? And everybody
we I don't want to drop the ball here, but we are getting older.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So, I'm always like, that's one of the worst parts about getting old is watching all your loved ones die.
But Janina, they're not supposed to die in their 50s. I understood
they're not that old, right?
why Bowie died. Bowie was like...
He wasn't even that old.
He was 70.
Yeah, but 70,
70 is like when everybody just kind of goes... And if they relax too much, then it's done. But he was also sick. He was elderly. Where the rest of them were all in their 50s. And I'm sorry, we may be older as far as rock bands go, but 50 is still too young to go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So we're a trio now because he left, and occasionally we have Irene Pena, who is our 5th. And she has set in. She's also got her own stuff, but that's another discussion for another time. But at best, we are a quintet. Regularly, we are a quartet, and lately we've been doing it as a trio.
Played anywhere from solo, duo,
Yeah.
trio, quartet, and quintet on any given day.
Well, if you would go ahead and introduce your other musicians there.
Yay!
Yeah.
These are my buddies, my friends, my Troublefakers. This is Donnie Ivan on drums and Jeff Colchmero on bass.
Great. Well, so going back to your album, when is it going to be? I mean, any ideas when it'll be? When y'all will be done with it? Or,
Actually,
it's on my phone. It's right there.
on the phone. Oh,
we're carrying it around in our pocket.
Oh my goodness!
Let's
And
hear
it's
it.
going to be downloadable. Are you going to press vinyl?
We're gonna
cassettes.
We're
or
gonna
just
do CDs.
Okay,
'cause,
CDs.
You know,
okay.
people still, when they come to shows in Seattle, they still like the CDs.
Yeah, people are Yeah.
They still like to have something in their hands they can take home and like read the liner notes, and I don't blame them. I loved looking at the liner notes too and the art, but as the album is mixed now and it just needs to be mastered, which means somebody even more nitpicky than the band and the producer needs to go in and play with the levels. And once it's mastered, we're looking at mid-April.
Okay, good.
And the law, I think, says that we have to release it on a Tuesday, so it will be a Tuesday in April.
It's Fridays now. They moved the whole thing now.
Is it Fridays
Yeah,
now?
in the digital age.
It is the law that we have to. It's a certain
Friday it
day.
is.
Okay.
It's a Friday in April.
It was Tuesdays
One of these
forever
Fridays in
until
April.
like.
What's the name of that album?
The 6th?
Oh, the name of
What is the name of the record? What will the record be called?
It was good for us to get some info here too.
Yeah.
the
Not
working
sure, yeah.
the working title of the album is "Return to the World," and the songs are all about reconnecting after and isolation and feeling otherness. I know you guys don't listen to anything in the lyrics unless they're getting louder.
What?
I don't know how much of the lyrics you guys listen to.
All of them.
We know the words.
Okay. Yeah, they know the parts they sing with. I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Yes, of course they know the words. They just don't think about them as deeply as I
You just
do.
don't know the
Oh,
name
yeah.
of the song.
So you do the songwriting of for
Yes,
everything?
I do all the songwriting.
Okay.
There are several songs on the album. The guitarist Ron, his name is Ron Allen. His name is Ron Allen, and he was our.
We miss you, Rod.
But Ron was my chief songwriter, partner, and collaborator for the last 9 years, and so it was a combination of me and my chord progressions and melodies and lyrics, and then his riffing and song arrangements, and then everything else just kind of comes together in rehearsal. So we all have our own percentage in, but for the most part, I'm the chief songwriter, and all of the songs and all the lyrics and melodies are me, because I am an artsy,
A
neurotic
genius.
person.
You are a genius.
Well, the feelings are mutual. No, but anyway, so this is the 4th album, I understand, that
Number
you've
4,
released?
yeah.
Okay, and what about the others that you've had? Like
Oh, the others, well, you can find all of our stuff on iTunes. If
Okay.
you look for Wynne Blue, you will find, or if you just do a keyword search for Troublefakers. It's not
Oh,
Troublemakers or Trouble Takers.
Right.
I'm not going to give Weezer that. It's Troublefakers with an
Okay.
F. And if you do that keyword in iTunes, you will find all 4 of our albums and at least 3 of our singles. And everywhere else, you can go to Bandcamp, wynnecblue.bandcamp.com, where 3 of our albums are up there. Two, is it 3?
Short story.
Is Short Story up there?
Yeah.
Oh, don't make me look at my phone.
Okay, Bandcamp. Okay,
Short
Bandcamp, folks.
Bandcamp. So Short Story was the first one, and then Good to Drive was the second one, and the last one was I Know, and they all have good stuff on them, and we all have our opinions of them. And album number 4 has the special honor of being the first album that Jeff has recorded with us. So,
For better or for worse.
for better or for worse. And
Well-
they sound awesome. We're very excited about it.
Okay, I can't wait. So I have a couple of questions for Donnie and Jeff. So Donnie, you're the drummer, and so what is your connection with Austin? Like how?
I would say I've lived here 12 years.
Mhm.
Moved here from Ohio to
Okay.
Texas. Got here and it was hot, and wasn't sure I wanted to be here. Got used to the heat.
When was this? When did you move here?
That was 94.
Okay.
So from 94 to 2005.
Okay.
Lived here in Austin.
All right. Cool. And so have you ever played for South by before? For anything, an official or
No, not
anything like that?
not South by. When I did live here, I had a couple bands. Started out with the Ivan Dreyer band, which was me and my buddy Brian Dreyer, who I saw last night.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
reconnected with friends. That's
And,
awesome.
So we did that, and we started out doing classic rock. And then after that, we went through a couple singers, some band member changes, became the Pacers was the name of the band. We were a cover band that did like R&B music. So we did let's see, played for Dell, City of Austin, IBM. Yeah, we did a whole lot of corporate kind of stuff.
He's got an impressive cover band resume.
Okay.
And if you pull a song out of the air, chances are Donnie knows it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we did that.
That'll work.
Oasis, all the
All the big
Anyway,
ones.
here's Wonderwall. Right?
Yeah, that's in my head somewhere. So yeah, that was a lot of fun though.
Okay, good. And so Jeff, so I'm told that you come to South by almost every year, as well, as you can tell by all his badges and everything. He's got his press
stamps,
business
and more stamps
going on right
These
there.
are the messiest stamps I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are mostly from yesterday or the day before or whatever.
Good grief.
I have showered, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've been coming down here since 2013.
Okay.
I think I skipped a year when I was in the process of moving from New York to Seattle in 2014. But yeah, I come down here every year to mostly take pictures, sometimes write, but really just as a music fan, it's such a great opportunity to just check stuff out. And
Anybody in particular that you work for?
I've done it. My first year, I was writing for MSN. I've shot pictures for AM New York, which is a free daily paper in New York City, and also for a blog called Highway 81 Revisited, which is up in Northeast Pennsylvania. So that's who I'm shooting for this year.
Man,
Okay.
Yeah, so really it's just whoever, wherever I can find a friend to help me get a badge. to be
There-
honest.
That's the way to do it. It's who you know.
Exactly.
And yeah, and then coming down here, I've got some other friends who work in the industry, and they're always like, oh, come to this party, come to that happy hour, or whatever. So it's great to catch up with some of my friends from New York who I don't see too often, and we meet up here every year, and it's just great to check out new bands, sometimes see bigger name bands in smaller venues than you'd normally get to, and have some, free food and drinks, compliments of Rachel Ray or whoever. I don't shy away from that either. So
Yeah, this year Jeff was instrumental in sending out all of the RSVP opportunities, because I guess if you RSVP to a bunch of these non-badged events,
yeah, all the day parties are
stuff like that.
unofficial, and
Yeah.
better safe than sorry. Just say yes, I'll be there, and then if you can make it, then
yeah, but it's great. But every year I come down here and I'm always watching all these bands and having a great time, but I'm thinking I'm itching to play now, And I usually come back home on Sunday, and we usually practice on Mondays too. So I'm always like, do we practice Monday? Do we practice Monday? Like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
When are we playing again? So to get to actually do this and then play a couple of shows tomorrow, which is Saturday, is just great, because it's
That's right.
I've been sort of absorbing all this music all week, and
now you're all psyched.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm letting it intimidate me.
No, you're gonna be good.
There's so many awesome bands out there.
there's
from
that
all
too. You
over
watch
the freaking
bands.
world.
Well, there's some not so great ones here.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah,
but
okay. You guys need to take me to some bands that I will raise an eyebrow at and go.
there's some guys from Poland playing this afternoon. If you'd stuck around this afternoon,
Oh.
I'm not naming
Yeah.
names, but
Yeah, let's not name
you'd
names.
feel pretty good if you stuck around for those guys.
It's definitely a rock and roll. So as long as everybody's having a good time, then it can't be that bad.
So you're playing at dozens. Well, first you're gonna play at Carousel Lounge
Carousel Lounge,
at 3:00 in the afternoon.
They were super nice on email to answer it. I just want to say thank you, Carousel Lounge, for answering my email and letting us come in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're playing at 3:00 in the afternoon, but it's a Saturday and it's St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
I don't have. This is the greenest I
What
have.
that means.
Oh well, that'll be fine.
This
yeah.
is this may be the greenest thing I have, and it's got a little Seattle.
Oh yeah, you're representing. Right
Yeah,
there.
represent right there. This is from the Emerald City Comic Con. Nerd, the Seattle Nerd Convention thing.
Yeah.
One of many.
Let's just get started. There's never enough time. I see hours in my sleep. One night, I'm not gonna buy some clothes under my eyes. you. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh. Try to stop the wreck and
to play at Dozen Street at 7 o'clock.
Yes, I don't know a lot about Dozen Street,
Oh,
but
they're nice.
are they really?
Yeah, it's cool.
I
It's,
looked them up, and
That's
it's
a-
like an art bar,
mhm.
and I love the combination of booze and art. There's just something about it. that,
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's beautiful in there.
Okay.
Yeah, they have some lovely glass embellishments.
I hope we get some
switches.
good pictures, and that
Yeah.
we've got some. His friends are coming, and you have some friends coming.
I got a couple of people, my South by crew who I see once a year.
And then I have some friends who have said they're going to be driving up from Houston to see one or both shows.
Okay.
So will have
That would be
people
over
here.
from Houston.
Okay, good.
Over.
yeah.
Oh, over. You can tell I am
over.
not
Yeah,
from
it's
here.
not
where the hell we
Oh,
are.
it's okay. Oh,
Be
yeah,
driving
that's
up from
South
San
by
Antonio.
Overflow, yeah.
Oh,
South by San Antonio. I forgot what they used to call that Houston one. Well, anyway. Well, that's great. Yeah. What are there any other bands that you are familiar with from Seattle coming also? Or?
Well, we were before you started rolling. We were talking about Thunder Pussy,
Okay.
who have I think they actually have an official showcase here, and we don't know them personally,
Mhm.
but there are a couple of other bands. One of them is Wes Spate and the Apollo Proxy is playing this weekend. They're playing. I know that's like the Apollo Proxy. What is he? Is he a scientist? No. Wes is a young dude in Seattle, and he's been rocking the scene as a soloist. He's one of those guys who, when he plays solo, he has gadgets around him, and it makes this crazy sound. And recently, like in the last couple of years, he put together a band, and to keep the name recognition going, he is Wes Spate and the Apollo Proxy, and they've got 3 shows going on next tomorrow. And they are playing kind of like we'll play, and then they'll play, and then we'll play, and then they'll play, and then they'll play again at midnight. And
Same venues, right?
No, different venues. They're
Oh.
all over freaking town. And I asked him, I said, Where are you playing? We should meet up. And he's like, he gives me this like one word response that I'm sure other South by people understand, but I did not. But if you see him, it's pretty. There's a lot of Seattle bands. Donnie came down on the airplane yesterday with, I guess, a bunch of people who took up all the carry-on space with their guitars.
Yeah, I was not the only guitar on my flight either.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who they were, but Naked Giants are another big Seattle band.
Oh,
They're down
yeah.
here too. They're playing a whole bunch of
Good.
shows.
All right.
So there's several different, just like any music scene, it's going to be a little insular, but I think that the bands that come here from out of town, whether they're doing official or unofficial showcases, it really shows that musicians, no matter where they are, even if they're from other places, we all kind of know each other and we get it, and it clicks. You can usually trust other musicians. I've only ever encountered musicians in other cities that were, dicks. But for the most part, they're all very supportive, and I'm pretty sure that any of the Seattle bands that come here for South by are getting treated really well by Austin's own. And we thank you for that, just letting you know. The hospitality is very appreciated, because
Oh, yeah.
strangers in a strange land kind of thing is nerve-wracking. But we're excited for the opportunity. It's going to be a blast tomorrow.
We should mention our friend Robert Watts too from These Fine Moments. Speaking of Austin,
Yes.
Austin musicians who have been super supportive and helpful to us. So.
And we saw them when they played in Seattle with some people from our scene. So, there is a connection between us. Robert Watts and, I want to say, Hillary.
Yeah.
Robert and Hillary in These Fine Moments, they do a folk Americana rock, and they've been doing songwriting for a very long time, and they will come to Seattle and play for us. And this is a great opportunity for us to play for them and have them, come by and see what we're doing. And then they played earlier this week, and we've been sharing some of their event stuff. So
Yeah.
there's a connection there. It's not just you, Fairy Rock Mother.
Oh, okay.
It's not
cool.
just you.
Oh, okay. Well, so you've got after South by is over, you're going to continue on your tour.
Yes.
And where else are you going to be going besides? I mean, other than
Oh,
New Orleans and
Okay. Well, the whole thing stemmed from doing the Austin South by, and then I tried to get shows in every single city, because I'm going from here. I'm going to New Orleans, and then I'm going to Atlanta, Louisville, Kentucky, and then I'm going to a couple of small towns up in New England. I'm going to Owego, New York, and New Haven, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to come back down and do a
Snow
couple
ought to
of...
be melted by then.
What was that?
Good luck driving in the snow.
Well, I've driven in snow. I am not a stranger to snow.
You're not from Seattle. You're all right.
Yeah, see, I've Eastern Washington has snow, so I know snow. And then I was going to come down from Connecticut into Raleigh, but my Raleigh contact got deployed for emergency relief in American Samoa, so I don't have a contact there. So I'm just going to skip Raleigh and go to Birmingham. I have a booked show in Birmingham where I grew up.
Oh, good.
I grew up in Birmingham. I've got a bunch of high school friends coming to see me.
Yay!
That's these people in so long. It's been
Oh my
like
God.
35 years.
Woo!
They're all going to look different. I don't know what to do. And I also have family
Time's
there.
reunion.
I have family there that I haven't really spoken a whole lot to that are looking to make it. So Birmingham's going to be quite interesting. Am I going to play the song Birmingham? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah. You wrote a song about it.
I wrote a song about Birmingham, and now I'm thinking, should I play that one in Birmingham?
You'll find out if they're listening to the lyrics there. That's
Yeah,
right.
I will. I'll find out because that song is all
Most
about.
people don't, so just play it.
Okay, I'm gonna just play it. So I'm gonna do the Birmingham thing, and then I'll be in Oklahoma City, and then I head home.
Okay.
So there's Oklahoma City. My husband, because I'm sorry, I'm totally spoken for. My husband is meeting me in Albuquerque, and then we're going to drive back the way I came through, Durango and Salt Lake and all that.
All right.
So it's a 3-week tour, and every day that I'm on the road and I see some crazy driver, or I get bored, or my eyes start to itch, I wonder, what have I gotten myself into? And but I'm going to do it. I said I was going to do it, and everybody's watching me. Everybody on the internet is watching me.
Yes, they are. We're
Everybody
watching you now.
watching me.
Everybody's watching you.
They don't know about my little freakouts and times when I really just want to turn my car around and go home. But I made a commitment. I'm doing it.
Here you are. You're doing it.
I'm doing it, and you are the first of my visiting you friends from the internet, and that is how I chose all of my dates and cities from people that I've known for the last 15 some odd years on the internet.
Aw.
I'm gonna finally meet all my internet friends.
Yay! I would love to do that. I started today.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of cool.
Okay. Well, anything else we want to go over? Or
What did we forget? Did we forget something?
We talked about the new album. We
Album.
talked about the shows.
Shows.
We talked about Ron.
Yeah, we miss you, Ron. Oh, and
And
since
Irene.
they're not here, we miss you, Irene.
I heard
And-
she's a great keyboard player.
She is a great keyboard player. We should have Irene.
joined our band
do
3 years
keyboards.
ago to play keyboards, but she keeps showing up with a guitar. So
Oh dear. Okay.
one of these days we'll change that.
All right. Well. Okay. Well, in that case, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the music.
Thank
And
you.
and
Thank you for
and
having
so
us.
this is Wynne C. Blue right here, and her Troublefaker.
Donnie Ivan, Jeff Colchamero.
All right. Well, once again, this is season 3, episode 3. Have a good night.
See? Now I'm gonna get all rock and roll on you. This next song is about stalkers. From the perspective of a stalker. Alright, here we go. I read about you in the paper, and I followed you here. Surprised you might be this so quiet. Alarming, I know. Well, I have the best then I want to make the best and then try to stay calm. Don't you want to know my name? Don't you want to be my soul? Don't you want to know my name? As I'm standing here before you, uninvited, I let the light on in the morning, like you normally do. And sat there in silence, darkness, patiently waiting for you. I'm seeing forever. Why you like living alone? Yes, well, I'll join you right cycle and remarkably gone. Don't pretend that you don't remember telling me you love me. It's almost like a dream, but you turn away for me. I read about you in the paper, and I followed you here. The things the news would just slip by me, and then I let go when I hear the message. Let me make myself perfectly clear. I cannot be gone. I will not be gone. Don't you wanna know my name? Don't you wanna be my story? Don't you wanna know my name? Yes, I'm standing here before you, uninvited and remarkably gone. Remarkably gone. How can I be gone? I read about you in the paper. Thank you.